And welcome back to Neon-Fastique. On this week's episode, protecting and preserving your action figures both past and present with either plastic clamshells or acrylic cases. Now there are many such cases available on the open market, but finding the case for your figure or figures can be a bit of a minefield. So for the purpose of this episode, we are only looking at cases of clamshells that you can encase on your own. So that doesn't include AFA graded figures. That's a whole different spectrum of collecting. So we'll take a look at just a small assortment from my personal collection and hopefully aid you in better understanding what's available, where from, and how to better assess the cases that you may need. So firstly, why bother at all? Well, there are a number of reasons for you to consider when reinvesting in protection. And I say reinvesting because that's exactly what we're doing. And it's just the same with comic books and vinyl records. We've purchased the item, and whether it's to keep the item's appearance as you first found it, or you're looking at parts of your collection as a financial investment, the only way for both is to protect and preserve, just like in a museum. You want to protect the item from scuffs, creases and tears, dust accumulation as that can affect the card, and obviously ultraviolet light, and in all cases protect the item from damage via water as best you can. Also, depending on how you display your collection, we want to protect our outer packaging from warping and to stop the plastic bubble from peeling away from its card back. And the only solution to all these is either plastic clamshells or acrylic cases. Now we'll start with the more expensive cases first, that being the acrylic case, as you can see here. Now I'm sure that these will look very familiar to you, as at first glance they do look like graded figures, but these particular cases I purchased from GW Acrylic here in the UK. A fantastic company, an awesome service, and the amount of cases they actually offer is staggering. And when I say an awesome service, I mean you order a product on Monday and by Thursday of that week it's here, that kind of service. Now I do have an original flyer, so this is GW Acrylic's flyer, and as you can see from some of the illustrations that the various toy lines that they cover, it's fantastic. And they also do the cases for vehicles and small mini rigs, which is great, isn't it? And what I really like about using this company is a simple personalised thank you. I really appreciate that. But yeah, do check out GW Acrylic, because if you do have a high-end item in your collection, then maybe, just maybe, an acrylic case is for you. And as you can see, it really does make the figure and the packaging pop, doesn't it? Now the case itself is a relatively simple construction. Now I do have a spare one here, so as you can see, there we go. Now we have the 3 inlays. It's where you're going to berth your backing card, and all you do is simply remove the bottom, slide your card in there in the recess, and basically put that, make sure that clips in, and there we have it. Now as you can see with the example here from the Biker Scout from Return of the Jedi, these will fit most standard sizes of action figure, all Star Wars, both past and present, etc. But if you check out their website, it does give you the size information for you just to double check, but they also usually show an example so you know you're buying the right case. But as I say, if you've got a really nice item in your collection and you want to just set it off, then these are cases maybe for you. So without further ado, let's take a look at some of those various clamshells. So what is a clamshell? Well, as you can see here, we have 3 Masters of the Universe action figures, each in their own clamshell. Now I'll just show you one closely. Basically it's a clear plastic shell which is hinged at one end. Also comes with a hanging tab if you choose to hang it as display, and you may also be able to stand it. Okay, now basically all you do is just slightly unclip there at the side. Okay, once opened you expose the recess, so this recess is for the backing card. Okay, now these clamshells are specifically for Masters of the Universe, so the standard size is 11.5 inches in length, 6.25 inches in width, and the all important bubble depth is 2.5 inches. Okay, so once you've inserted your figure, you simply just clip it shut and as you can see, your figure is protected. Now these particular clamshells will fit Vintage, Super 7 and the current Masters of the Universe as offered by Mattel. But when ordering clamshells, please do check the measurement of your backing card itself against the measurements of the clamshell, but never forget to take into consideration bubble depth, because you don't want to put your figure in, close it up and crush the bubble. Okay, so it is always stated the three measurements: the width, the length and the bubble depth. So let's take a look at some other clamshells that are available. So here we have the largest clamshells currently available, with each clamshell measuring at just over 12 inches in length, 9 inches in width, and with an all-important bubble depth of 3.5 inches. And as you can see here, they can accommodate those large-scale action figures such as Thundercats, the current Masters of the Universe Deluxe action figures, the Deluxe action figure from Mum is Alive, and you can go on with the Toxic Crusaders and the 2 deluxe packs as offered with the Congo toy line. But anyway, let's have a look at some more. Now the most commonly seen clamshells on the open market today are usually for the standard Star Wars action figures, and sometimes often referred to as star cases. And as I stated earlier, there is a good assortment of action figures that will also fit the standard star case clamshell. But what about everything else? There are many businesses offering plastic clamshells all across the globe, but here in the UK we're a little limited. That said, for a great choice, great value for money, I tend to use actionforcetoys.com, based here in the United Kingdom, and you can place orders via their website or eBay shop, and again a fantastic service. actionforcetoys.com offer a superb selection of clamshells for numerous much forgotten toy lines, as you can see here: Stargate, Congo, even including Defenders of the Earth, and all are top quality. And that concludes this week's episode. I hope that you found it of interest, and again, please do give it some thought about protecting those action figures. You just never know. Anyway, as always, thank you for your time. A big shout out to all our subscribers. Thank you very much for that. But until next time, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.
Oh, I got a live one here.